Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another fabulous Saturday market update. Now, yes, a lot of people have commented that I appear to be growing a beard. I keep it high and tight. I just tell people I'm Santa Claus in training. Why? Well, because it's mostly white. So why not? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. So pending home sales, they're struggling just a tiny little bit. However, market values still continue to head in an upward trend. What the heck? Why is that happening? Let's get into it. Let's have a really good show. So it's funny, every once in a while the button doesn't work quite right. Anyway, so a lot of folks from last week were saying, oh my gosh, George, you got to be kidding me. You mean that sales are still kind of plugging right along and home prices are not going down, they're kind of going up? And the answer to that is yes. And the reason is that there's a lot of folks that are still sitting on the sidelines waiting to buy a home. Yes, interest rates, which has the biggest impact right now on buyers coming in and out of the market, but they're still doing really well. In fact, you're going to find out we're still lower in rate than where we were at this time last year by, again, just shy of a quarter of a point. And so even though the perception is that things maybe not be going so great, I'm going to show you the real-time metrics as we do every single week. So if you find anything of value on this, hey, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment below. If you're feeling extra generous, look, go ahead and subscribe and become one of the other almost 2,000 folks. Love to see you. And in the meantime, let's get the show on the road here. So as we take a look at it, we have our chart here. We can see the 2020 where we have massive numbers of increase. And of course, we've been coming back down again. However, there's nothing really crazy strange going on. When we take a look at it, you can see our pending sales year over year. They're just a tiny bit off, not much at all. Even our solds are just a tiny bit above. And so when we look at our metrics each and every single week here, look, you're going to get today's information. This is all June stuff. Everybody's talking about June. Here you're going to get real numbers. What are we doing? What's happening today? So keep that in mind. And that's why I say if you're feeling super generous, let us know. All right. So when we talk about our key takeaways, again, look, month over month, our sales are doing well. They're actually increasing and not uncommon as we get done with our vacation trifecta. When we take a look at our top headlines, pending home sales decline, but remain broad range, right? Far right-hand side, look, our rates actually came down a tenth, just a tiny little bit. They came down just a little bit. Pretty much the same as where we were at last week at this time. Bottom left, housing starts. Housing starts, new construction, housing starts actually have been making a nice uptick. We saw a few of the multifamily units coming in. We see a lot of townhomes, things like that are being built nationwide and even locally here. Building permits starting to regain part of their momentum. And in fact, new construction numbers are actually doing quite well. We'll get into those shortly. Mortgage rates moved slightly higher. That was yesterday. They came back, or day before yesterday, they came back down a little bit on Friday, which, that kind of expected. As you see here with the Freddie Mac running 7-day average, you can see that we've been just bobbling along, creeping back up, but we will start to see, I think, some of that settle back down again if we could get that Iran debacle kind of squared away. But let's take a look at the Northwest MLS running 7-day average. Okay, so here we go. If we take a look at the center chart, you see the down arrow 2 days. That's because we improved 2 days less on market than where we were at last year. Year to date, we are 1 day less on market than where we were at last year. Our running 7-day average for what's on market, it creeped up. Yesterday was a massive list date. I was really surprised. 1,336 homes. What went pending? 1,173 homes. And that was super, super exciting. Why? because we, again, are taking off. Almost as many homes are coming on. Friday being a busy list date, so you guys always see that higher number. However, look at the price reduced and put a box around it. 1,149. I don't know if I've ever seen it quite that high. That is a few more homes or a few less homes than homes that went pending. Now, the super smart thing is that we have sellers that are saying, hey, listen, obviously, if I'm going to get my home sold, I overpriced it. The buyers are very clear on what they want. Remember, if you're a seller, buyers are makers of the market. They decide what they feel is a good value, what is not. Sellers, you're a taker of the market. You are being told what the buyers are willing to pay. That is normal sales 101 information. And when you overprice, when you miss that target and you think, oh, I'll just start a little bit higher. Okay, well, the market's going to be clear. They're going to say no. Okay, if they feel that that price is not a good fit. So with that, hey, listen, people are adjusting. They're doing the right things to get their home sold, and I'll get off my soapbox. All right. So when we come back, again, like and subscribe to the channel if you like it. It's if you find anything of value, that's what we're looking for. So let's take a look at the solds. Solds were 63 homes off from where we were at month over month in the Northwest Southwest. But 225 more homes went pending. If we take a look on the right in the white, look, we're only off 241 homes. That's 3/4 of Washington State. That is a tiny little number, all things considered. We've been very flat all 3 years, but our sales prices and whatnot, they're a little softer. We're not going down. No land speed records going up. But well-priced homes are still seeing multiple offers, which is super cool. And then when we come back, we take a look at the number of pending. Look, we're 627 more pending homes year to date than where we were at last year. So if we take a look at it, and we take a look at the average home price that's sold month over month, hey, you know what? We're up about $1,000 over from last year for the month of July. $2,000 year to date. Super interesting is that initial list prices are softening up. We're down 1.5%. We've seen that the last couple of weeks, and that's not uncommon as people adjust. The vacation trifecta ended July 4th. That following Monday, we saw a massive number of homes coming on market. That is exactly what we expect. As we kind of move forward and we take a look at between now and the end of August, we're going to see a lot of activity for our summer market because people are going to want to secure their home, get ready for school. Now's the time. Interest rates seem to be still between 6.3 to 6.5. That hasn't changed in a couple of years. So that's situation normal, 50 on the average, if you consider that. So our market is plugging right along. Keep that in mind if you're sitting on the sidelines, because there's some really great opportunities, especially for condos, which are, well, those are really suffering right now. But here we go. Let's take a look at new construction. Homes coming on market are down 4.1%. Basically 20 homes. Not a big deal. But look at this. We look at pending and we look at solds are up. Last year we were behind in numbers. Now we're already, I guess last week, not last year. Last week we were behind in numbers. This week we're ahead. So we made a significant improvement on the right-hand side where it says better. Those all improved by 1%. That's a big deal. Understand, as we get towards the month end, new construction always does better. They offer different incentives. Pricing is staying about the same. There's a nominal amount of adjustment right now, not a ton. However, as you take a look at new construction versus resale, they're banging against each other pretty hard right now because of the incentives being offered that sellers could offer also. They just choose not to. Builders, well, they're responsible and beholden to shareholders, and they have to be a little bit more aggressive and offer a few more alternatives. All right, let's come back. So as we roll over, we can see that our pricing is actually doing quite well. Sales prices are up modestly on each side. Even year to date, they're up just modestly, not a ton, but just enough. So we roll over to bank-owned properties, REOs. Again, not super exciting at all. You take small numbers, like 105%, 106%, and that is that's 18 homes, right? That's not a whole. It looks like a big deal, but it's not. The people in Olympia think it's a big deal, but it's not. They just seem to have forgotten what was happening years ago in 2008 when that was a big deal. When we talk about sales pretty much being just, right on where they were at last year, I mean, really at the end of the day, okay, we're 150 homes above where we were at last year as far as actual foreclosures that came to market. That may sound like a lot. It's not. That's 3/4 of Washington state. It is normal to have anywhere from 1.5%, 2%, adjustment on foreclosures coming on market. That is situation normal for us. We're not like the other areas where they have a higher shadow inventory. We don't seem to have that. But then again, our area also did quite a bit of improvement. We were one of the 25 major metropolitan cities where from 2020 till forward, we're considered the poster childs, and we had the massive increase in values. So everybody benefited from that. And of course, that's why we don't see a lot of foreclosures. So if you have any questions, put them down below. We love to hear from you. Hope you have an absolutely beautiful day out there. It's kind of cloudy and sunny at the same time. In the meantime, have an absolutely beautiful day. Smash that subscribe button for us. Let us know what you think. Put some information down below. Ask a really good question, and we'll even answer it for you. In the meantime, have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.